Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining me. I want to talk a little bit about inner truth and how to get in touch with our inner truth. I think that it's an important topic because we tend to try to make ourselves in the mold of what our parents think we should be, or what our spouse or our boyfriend or girlfriend or friends think we should be. Sometimes it's even who our boss at work thinks we should be, or our peers. And if we're doing that, we're actually kind of losing that sense of who we truly are. And then when things in the outside world happen to upset that, we actually aren't able to hold on to our inner center, our inner balance. So it's important that we know in a truthful way what it is that we desire, how we think about ourselves, what we believe about ourselves, what we know that we're capable of, and what we want. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the inner truth. And so there's a journey that we embark upon when we recognize that perhaps we haven't been living authentically, and that's called the path of self discovery or the journey of self transformation. And many times on that path, we come up against some emotional challenges. We've believed so long in something that we have really created a current of this belief in our lives. And so it becomes a little bit more difficult to let it go. Either we identify with it, or we think that if we don't believe it, what else is there to believe? So I'm talking about now coming into this place where we understand that inside of us resides a deep truth that we are more than just the emotional, physical bodies that we think we are, that we have a connection to an energy of higher purpose and higher self. And allowing that energy, connecting with that energy, frees us from some of these limitations. But it is important to look at those limitations, not to resist them, not to believe that they're for nothing, because they can provide us with information about what it is that's holding us back, what it is that we believe, that we resist in coming into this sense of our empowerment, of confidently moving towards our dreams, believing that we can create the lives that we want. Sometimes I refer to this as the missing spark in our lives, this sense of core essence of truth about who we are, that place where we feel calm and centered and peaceful, where we feel balanced, where we feel like we know who we are, where there's a connection even beyond just the physical. We can enter into this transcendent state when we're out in nature. That's a common place for this to occur. Or perhaps when we're listening to music or dancing. But it is this knowing that we are more than sometimes the limitations and the goals that we set for ourselves in trying to attain something, that we have a power that is connected to a much greater energy source. Now, I've come into this understanding and this knowing through many years of self exploration. In transpersonal psychology, it really is an examination of this field of transcendence, and that we are more than just the individual body. But I think we can all relate to and understand that we are unique individuals and we have unique gifts. And the expression of those gifts is this path of self transformation. So I want to encourage you to really jot down some of those things that you really enjoy. You know, Joseph Campbell talked about following your bliss, and following your bliss is really it, connecting with those things that give you joy and believing that that is the unique you, the unique inspiration that comes through those connections with your gifts. That, following that, connecting with that, living that, can really be this path of self transformation where miracles unfold, where the magic unfolds, where the magnificence of you unfolds. So I encourage you to do a little bit of self-exploration and start with thinking about what it is that brings you joy, where your gifts might lie, and then get in touch with me if you would like to get some support and some coaching or counseling in moving towards some of this more joyful, expanded way of living your potential. I wish you well for now, and thanks for joining me.